Welcome to the Scratch tutorial video. This video is going to show you how to do basic programming in Scratch that will teach you how to be able to do any sort of programming using the Scratch platform. So I hope you learned something. Okay, so Scratch programming. Scratch is basically an online way of programming that is very simple. It usually just gives you the opportunity to do simple things, but you get to learn the concepts of how programming works. So we're going to go into Scratch and we're going to learn how to build simple programs, and today we're just going to learn how to animate our names. So Scratch, first thing you have to do is go into scratch.mit.edu. that's the website, scratch.mit.edu. When you go to that website, you will most likely see join Scratch or sign in, right? Most likely, because you never created an account, you're going to have to click join. And when you click join, you will have to create a username and a password. Right? You create a username and your password, and it should carry you through the process and you wouldn't have any problem. But since I have an account already, I will just sign into my account. So I'm going to sign into my account. Now, when you create a username and password, you have to make sure you go and check your email to verify that you can share links. If you don't verify your email, you will see a message up here that says verify email or email not verified or some kind of thing like that. If you don't verify your email, you won't be able to send me the links, so I'll be able to see what you have done. Hold on one second, somebody call. So once you log in and you created your account, make sure, as I said, that you have verified your account by going to your email. Normally, like when you verify your account, you have to go to your email and click a link, and then the link will tell you that you are officially registered or something like that. And then you will see your username, and you'll have a profile, and you'll have my stuff and things. So if I go to my stuff, you'll realize that I have a lot of projects that I was doing with different classes and whatnot. So I'm going to go through some basic projects with you all. So when you're creating a project, you're going to click by create. And when you click create, you're going to see the editor comes up, right? So I'll just go through basically what the editor is going to look like. This works in any browser on any computer. So you could do it on a Chromebook, you could do it on a laptop, you could do it on a tablet. Once there's a browser and you log in, you should be able to do it. It's also downloadable, but I'd rather you do it online, because when you do it online, you're able to send the link so somebody could view your project. The key things that you need to understand is that on the right hand side here, you have this sort of preview window that'll preview where things are going to be on the actual screen, and you could change the size of the windows. You can make it small like that, or you make it bigger, or you can make it full screen, depending on what you want to do when you want to run it, right? Then you have the section under here that has all the sprites. A sprite is basically a character. So anytime you see the word sprite, think character. A character is what you're going to animate or what you're going to make the character do, depending on your goal, right? And here is the workspace. The workspace here is really where you put the logic of the program, like what you want this sprite to do. So right now I have this sprite selected, and I'm going to change his name to Bob. Right, so I name the kitten Bob, and Bob could be moved all over. If I click here and I drag around, Bob will go wherever I want Bob to go, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to animate Bob by doing, sorry, I'm not going to use Bob. Let's not use Bob. We're starting simple, we're starting with letters. So in order to add a new sprite, I've cleared out the old one, so I've cleared Bob out, and I'm going to add a new sprite. So I'm going to click choose a sprite. So when I click choose a sprite, I'm going to get all the different types of sprites that are available, but I'm going to search for letters, even though I see it right there, right? So as soon as I type in letters, I'll see the letters and I'm come up, right? So I have A, and I'm going to click the A, and the A is there, is on the screen. Now this A is going to do absolutely nothing because it's just there. My simple job is to animate this A to make it do something that is different. So on the left hand side, I have different options for the types of things I want to do. So think of it as instructions. These are all the instructions I could do. I have motion instructions, I have looks instructions, I have sound instructions, I have events, I have control, I have sensing, operators, that should be for like mathematics and whatnot. And I have variables, and then I have my blocks. So I could make my own blocks. Usually the first thing that you have to go to is the control operator. So the control operator is going to, no, events operator, sorry. First thing you have to go to is the events operator. Events operator is going to create a block, and the name of this block is going to be when green flag is clicked. So how the program actually works is when you want to run the program, you have to click the green flag. So the green flag is going to do something when you click it. So when you put it in full screen mode, you will see there's the green flag, and then there's the red button, which is stop. So green is go, red is stop, basically a traffic light. So I want to either click green flag to start or stop, or if I don't want to use that one, I just drag it back out, and I want to say when space is clicked, because events now will be like an event on the keyboard. So if I want to click the green flag for it to happen, I could click the green flag. If I want to press space bar for it to happen, I'll press space bar. Or I could choose any letter on the keyboard, which is up arrow, down arrow, anything, any number or whatnot, right? But I'm just going to leave it as space. So the event is when space is pressed, now I have to do something. Because I have this sprite selected, I have A selected, I'm going to now be in control of what this sprite is going to do. So when I press space, I want to do something which is called look. The look is going to be change color by, change color effect by, and there's a number. Right. Now, based on the number I have here, it's going to change the color of the sprite that I have selected. So I have A selected. So when I press, according to the instructions, instruction 1 is just like an algorithm, right? You have steps. First thing that will happen is when I press space, what will happen? It will change the color by 25. So let's put it in full screen and see what will happen. So I'll click run, and then I'll press space. Every time I press the space bar, you'll realize that the color is going to change. Because I said when space is pressed, change the color. So I'm just pressing the space bar over and over and over and over and over and over and over right now. So that changes one letter. So let's say I need to add another letter, and I click on letters again, and I want to put my name, A-N. So I click the N. Now you realize the instructions are gone for the A because I have the N highlighted here. But if I click back on the A, the instructions for the A will still be there. So instead of clicking on A, I'm going to click on the N. And on the N, I'm going to do the same thing, which is create an event and say when space key is pressed, go to looks, change color effect by 25. So now what will happen when I go to full screen now and I press the space bar, both of them are going to change color just by me pressing the space key. So of course now I could just finish filling out my name, A-N-D, and then I go and put the R. Where's the R? H-I-J-K-L-P-Q-R, and then I'm going to put E, and my name will be there. So I'll put in the letters in that order. A-N-D-R, right. Now for each letter, I'm going to put the same code. Now obviously, because I have the code inside this one, I could copy it, I hope. No, I can't copy it. That's unfortunate. Right, so I'm going to type it over. So I'm going to go to events and put when what it is? When space is pressed, looks, change color by 25, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Events, when space is pressed, looks, change color by 25, and then E, events, when space key is pressed, change color by 25. Right. So now when I go full screen, I'll just keep pressing the space bar and the letters, the colors will be changing. I realize that A, D, R, and E are changing this to the same color each time. So I want to change them to different colors. So in order to change them to different colors, I'm going to have to change the number that I have so that the number will be kind of different each time, so that it all change to a different color. So A, I'm going to put as, I'll leave A as 25. N, I'm going to put as 15. D, I'm going to put as 35. R, I'll put as 50. And E, I'm going to put as 44. Right. So now each one of them should do a different color because I set a different color number for each one. So every time I press space, it's going to change a color because each time I gave instructions for each sprite or each character, change this one by 25, change this one by 15, change this one by 35, change this one by 50, change this one by 44. Okay, so I'm just going to show you all one more animation, one or two more animations, and then I will leave you all with, I'll get you all to do this by yourself, and I'll show you how to share the link, right? Okay, so let's try another type of animation. So instead of A changing color by 25, I want to make it bigger or smaller. So I want to put in change size by 10, and then I will put in change size by -10. So that means it should get bigger and then smaller. Let's see what will happen when I press the space bar. Did it get bigger or smaller? No, it's not. So I had to figure out why. Oh no, I had to put in a pause. Control. Alright, wait 1 second. I get it. So what I'm doing is I'm going by control. So I'll go and put, when space key is pressed, change size by 10 by 10. I'm gonna put it like about something that we could see. Let's change it to 50. And then pause for 1 second and then change it back to -50. So let's see what will happen if I do that. I go into full screen and then I go and press space. Right, so it did get bigger and then smaller. So I'll go down and press space, big, 1 second, small. Big, 1 second, small. And now I could combine the things, which is looks, change color effect by 25, make it bigger, and then change the color effect by 25 again and make it smaller. So let's see what will happen there. It gets big, it gets small, it gets big, it gets small, it gets big, it gets small. And I could apply that to all letters, and each letter I could do something different for. Let's see, it was a simple one again. Alright, so let me get one of the letters to move. This one a little more complex, but it's the same concept. When space is pressed, I'll leave the change the color effect by 15, but I'm going to choose looks, and I am going to I'm going to motion, and I'm going to say glide 1 second to random position, and then I'm going to say go to the position that I'm currently at. So right now N, if you look here, you will see N is at -50 on the x-axis, and Y19 on the y-axis. So it'll automatically tell you where the letter is right now. So I'm saying to this one, change the color, glide somewhere on the screen for 1 second, and then come back to the original position. So let's see what will happen here. So when I press space, the end's supposed to move somewhere and then come back. So the A is doing what it's supposed to do, which is get bigger and then smaller. The end is trying to go somewhere and then coming back to its original position. But realize it kind of snapping back really, really fast. So instead of snapping back really, really fast, I want to say glide back for 1 second to not a random position to, oh no, glide 1 second to 50 minus 50 19. So it's going to glide back to its original location. So it'll glide for 1 second to a random place and then come back. So let's see how that will work. Press the space, it's going to glide and it's going to glide back. Glide and glide back. Glide and glide back. And all of them could go to a random position. So what I want you all to do is I want you all to go and create a Scratch account, and I want you all to animate your name, basically using some of the simple things that I've shown. You'll be able to see other things that you could do. So some of you all will want to experiment more and want to try different things. That's okay. But remember, the whole point of this is you're given instructions. And the first type of instructions that we're going to give are just sequential, which is when the spacebar is pressed, do this, this, this. So this is kind of like start. And then the next instruction is change the color. The next instruction is do that. So the program is basically following everything that you say line by line. And this is exactly what programming is an algorithm, is a set of steps that perform a particular task. So you're going to do that. And I want you all to animate a name. Now, after you animate a name, and you've done what you have to do, you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to give it like name animation. When you name it, it's going to be done, and then you're going to see the opportunity to share. Now remember, I told you, if you don't verify your email address, if you don't verify the email, you will not see the share button. You must make sure that you check your email when you create your account and click the link to verify that you are the person who created the email, and then you will see the share button. When you click share, you'll automatically get the ability to share it with either a link or you could actually share it, add it to some studio. All you want to do is click copy link, right? When you click copy link, it will give you a link here, and then you click copy. This is what you are going to paste into your assignment spot, or this is what you're going to paste when you want to send it to somebody. So if you want to send it to somebody on WhatsApp for them to view, you click there. You want to paste it inside a page, you paste it there. You want to paste it in a chat, you paste it there. So you copy this link, and then you will go to Google Classroom, and wherever the submission has to be given in, you will submit it there. And when you want to go back and check it, you go to My Stuff. And when you go to My Stuff, you will see a list of all the things that you just created. The latest one will be on top. Name animation. And then you could click See Inside. And when you click See Inside, you'll get back to the actual project page. And you will be able to edit it, right? So it will just load it back up. Good? So all you are going to have to do, so far I showed you 3 ways to animate a name. Sorry, 2 ways to animate a name, which is 3 ways. I'll show you how to change the color, right? Which is looks, and you're changing the color to effect by a particular number. I'll show you how to change the size. But remember, when you change the size, you have to set the size back, because you'll end up getting big, and you will never get back down. So if you change the size by some number, then you'll have to change it by negative that number, so that the size will go back to its original size. And then you're going to, then you can also do the glide, which will be glide to one place for a particular amount of seconds, and then go to another position for another set of seconds. And then when you're done, you're going to click share, and then you're going to copy that link the link that you have and share it to if you already shared it, like once you shared it already and you want to like reshare it, you have to go to C project page, and when you go to C project page, you will get the page that I was showing you before. That's going to come up any second now. Project. Or if things sticking like this, you could just copy the URL I have on top here and take out the word editor. Right. Once you get to the project page, then you can click copy link, and copy link will give you back that. Right. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching the theory video. If you learned something, give it a like, give it a share, subscribe, do whatever you have to do. And if you want practical applications of the things, feel free to check out any of my classes. You can find them on my website at makeITsimpleTT.com. I have classes for all different subjects from CSEC IT, CAPE IT, CAPE Computer Science, and many different tutorial videos that you could find on this channel. So, thank you very much, and look out for the next video that is here or here, because I have all the theory videos for all the subjects.